So good to see you.
So it's going great. Thank you so much for taking the time.
I love it. Yeah, thanks for having us on.
Oh my gosh, of course. I believe, let's see, I think might have another request. We will see.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye out for Dom popping in, but you got me right now. We're excited to chat with you today. Thanks again.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. We are such big fans over here at Backline. Everyone was so excited that we were having this conversation, and it's so important. So thank you so much for spending some time with us today.
Yeah, definitely. It's we love what you guys are doing. And it's extremely important for our industry, um, where people don't have a lot of resources, whether it's artists or crew members, anyone kind of in the ecosystem. It's hard out there when you're touring, so much, and you like a lot of times don't know where to turn. Um, Dealing with the insurance system, dealing with the healthcare system can be such a pain in the butt. And yeah, having resources like you guys is huge. So huge thanks for doing that.
Well, we're so grateful. I know that we're waiting on Dominic, but we'll just start the conversation, and when he
Yeah, we can
jumps
get it
in,
going.
yeah, when he jumps in, that'll be great. I always like to start these conversations off with asking just a simple, "How are you doing today in this moment?"
That's a great question. I Today in this moment, I'm feeling pretty good. It's like rainy in Colorado today, so it's a little like we're used to a lot of sunshine. So there's that gloominess that's kind of like looming over probably everyone's heads. But yeah, we had a really good weekend. Last weekend we played Cascade Equinox Festival
Oh
in
wow.
Oregon. That was freaking awesome. And we also played in Seattle at Pier 62, which was epic too. Got a sunset while we're like playing. The pier shows are like always incredible. And so we're coming off of that, and then we have Rowdy Town, our Red Rock show on Saturday. So a lot of the prep that's going on now, which is where I'm sure Dom is, deep in, is getting ready for Rowdy Town. Yeah, there's a lot, and it can feel overwhelming.
Hmm.
So it's like constantly checking yourself and being like, hey, just breathe. You're gonna figure it out. This is what you do. It's okay. Like take things in steps. So that was a long answer, but overall we're doing good. We're
No,
pushing through.
we love the real answers because that's so important for folks in the industry, especially to know. It's like it can be really overwhelming, the schedule and the constant like shows and preparation for it. So it's a nice reminder to just relax, take a breath, take one day at a time, and know like
Hmm.
this is what you do, like you said.
Yeah.
I also want to know, why is talking about mental health so important to you and to Dominic, especially within the music industry?
Um, yeah, I mean, it's something that affects everybody, whether you want it to or not. We all have brains and we all have things going on in our brain at all times. And there's different, all these like outside sources that can affect that and inside sources inside your head. And I think over years, there's a lot of taboo about talking about it, or people feel like they're afraid to. Um, but I think through, whether it's talking with your community, talking with friends about problems you're having, or talking with therapists, like being able to open up about what's going on in your life is so important and so helpful to kind of, so you're not keeping things bottled up, because then it just, can tend to explode. And within music, there's so much going on. We're out there kind of putting ourselves on the line, like, not our lives on the line, but we're exposing a lot of us, emotionally, personally. It's, you're on stage, and it's amazing to have all these people come to the show, but it's also like a lot of pressure. You want everyone to have a good time. Um, you want to make sure that you're delivering what you're capable of. There's all these things that run through your head that are like, whether it's pressure you put on yourself, pressure you think other people are putting on you, all those things. I think it's important to just like talk about it and have those candid conversations. because it's all good and we're all like going through it in different ways. Like everyone on the planet, doesn't matter who you are, is going through something of in some form. So,
You mentioned community, and I can't help but notice how your music and fans are, you have such a community, you've built such a community within Big Gigantic. What does community mean to you?
wow, community, that's a great question. I mean, it's kind of everything for us. And it has that was like our ethos when we started. We started in Boulder, Colorado in like 2008 was when we started, but before that, both of us had lived in Boulder. The music community there especially was like really strong at the time. Dom was in this band, the Motet. I was playing in random gigs around town. And it was all like when we would play, side shows or play at this bar or that bar, you would like your friends would show up, their friends would show up. It really felt like, the beginning of Big G. It wasn't us making our friends come to shows like, you got to come out. It's Wednesday, like you better do it. It was something where like people showed up. They showed up for us, but they were also excited. And the community at the time was like, it was all based around this like live electronic music, and it was what everyone was listening to. It was everybody was like into it. Everyone was friends already, so it was like playing house parties. We kind of spawned came out of this era where like house parties in Boulder were huge, whether it was in the mountains or wherever. And that's how word spread about what we were doing. That's how, it was the same for Pretty Lights, it's the same for, a lot of electronic stuff, live electronic back then. It was all community driven. And the same thing that happened in Boulder when we would travel, we would like go and open up for Sound Tribe or open up for somebody and then go meet fans and talk to them. And they'd be like, we love what you're doing. Like, we're having a party. Come back to the house. And then we would go back and we would hang with those people. And then next time, those people would bring 10 of their friends. And like this kind of like community developed around that. And it was just cool, man. We always felt supported, but always wanted to like challenge our fans and like have fun with them and like, make new music for them. And it's definitely really inspiring, constantly inspiring, and like it's I love it so much.
Oh, I love that. I love hearing that y'all would actually go back and like hang with the fans, and then
Oh
the
yeah,
next
big
time you hit
time.
the city, they bring more friends, and so
Oh
you
yeah.
just naturally build that community.
Yep. Yeah, I feel like, I mean, it still happens now, but back then I feel like we hit a really nice sweet spot of when it was easier to do that. Shows were more accessible, and yeah, that was like the vibe was we would just connect with people and yeah, it just went from there. I mean, the amount of different parties we went to just to like hang because we were meeting new friends, and some of the people are still friends now, and
Wow.
that's 17 years later. Like we've been doing this thing and yeah, so it's been great. We love it.
I mean, you've been doing this, what, 17 years, you just said, with
Hmm.
Dominic. How do you maintain your friendship and your creative partnership over so many years?
Yeah. It's I mean, it's hard. It's a relationship just like any other. And I think we both like want we both like want the same thing. We want the best for the band. We want the best for, the music, for the whole thing. And it's been great. It's something that you go into it not even thinking about it like that,
Yeah.
but especially when there's two people in the band, it's like more of a relationship than like with five people. I can't imagine like you're navigating like all that. Um, but yeah, it's just like we've both been doing it kind of for the love of what we're doing. We both love playing music. We love like performing live, playing our instruments. And and yeah, I don't know, time's gone by so quick. Like to think that it's been 17 years is crazy because it feels like we started a couple years ago. Um like it doesn't feel like it's been like that long. when you think about like almost 20 years, you're like, whoa, feels like it's been like 10 or something. I don't know. Um, but yeah, it's really cool. I don't know. It's great. And you don't think of it like when you're starting it, you're starting a band, you're like, I hope people like this is kind
Mhm.
of the initial thing. Like we're doing it for us and we're like, maybe people like it. And then they liked it. And you're like, wow, the people like it. And seeing generations of like fans has been really cool too, because it's like some fans, start end of high school and college, and then like they graduate college. Some of them have families. We just talked to a couple that, their first Rowdy Town was like, I can't remember, 10 years ago. And then they like met, they ended up having a kid. These people are going through like these seasons of their lives, and like they're growing in different ways, and it's really cool. It's special.
Oh, that's incredible. I mean, y'all tour a lot, and for a lot of folks, I think, who don't tour, they think they have
Hmm.
this idea that it's glamorous and it's fun all the time, and it's a lot of folks' dreams is to tour. But
Hmm.
what would you tell folks who maybe have never been on the other side? Like, what are some of the harder aspects of touring for you personally?
Yeah. I mean, it is tough. And like Dom and I both kind of came out of this era when we were like road dogs. Like we were touring, he was in the motet, they were playing all the time. I was playing around town. I was playing in a bluegrass band. I was just gigging, which a lot of musicians, that's what you do. Like if you're trying to like make money to live, to be able to play music, and it's this weird twist of like I want to do artwork, but I want to do my art, but I also have to like pay bills. And how can I do both without it feeling like a job necessarily, but touring specifically, yeah, it's tough. It is, the nights are really fun, but they're also like really long. And then a lot of time you're waking up early to, back in the day, it was to drive, like not sleep, wake up early, drive for 5 hours, go to the next town, maybe get a nap in if you can. Um, and then eat dinner, set your stuff up, sound check, eat dinner, do it all over again. It becomes this like cycle. I personally love it. Like I'm nomadic just by nature. I don't know what it is, but I love bopping around and going to different cities and everything, but it does like wear on you um pretty heavily. And I feel like figuring out systems of like how to kind of recharge um your body, your brain, um, people that are out there raging every night, that I don't know how folks, friends of mine that like drink all the time and are doing whatever, I don't know how they keep up, because if I have like one big night, I'm done for like a week. Like I'm
Yeah.
toast.
Oh,
Um, and yeah, it's awesome though. It's really fun. So we're so thankful to be able to do what we're doing, but it's definitely hard. It mentally taxing. When I come home from tour, there'd be like a half a week where I would just be like laying on the couch like a zombie, you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
and because and then talking to some, therapists and talking to doctors, and they talk about like cortisol, and there's all these things, that chemical reactions that happen in your brain, that like when you're not replenishing certain things, that like lowers your adrenals, and there's all this stuff that plays into it science wise, but it definitely leads to like you just got to get to know your body and try to do things that are going to help, whether it's eating better, getting enough rest is like the biggest thing. um and just not being too hard on yourself, I think. But it's tough, man. It's not all like freaking whatever. I don't know what Glamour Fish or Guns N' Roses are like. It's not all like, this is amazing." Um, yeah, it's tough, but most of it is great. Like I would rather do this than any other job for sure.
Totally. Yep, I absolutely get
You
that.
know,
What does self-care look like for you, whether you're on or off the road?
um, that's a great question. I've been trying to get in like better routines of working out. Honestly, that helps me, I think, the most, whether it's like some like running and weights or some, yoga or that. I feel like exercise is huge, or just walking, like getting out and like walking and not being, stuck inside. I feel like moving your body, food and exercise are like the two big things. I have a meditation practice and it just always seems to get pushed aside. Like I go through periods where I'm um I'm consistent with it. Um, Shout out to Emily Kessler who helped me with
Oh,
that.
love.
Sh She's the best. Um and yeah, have some great friends that are doing those types of programs and but yeah, like getting in that routine is harder for me than exercising. But but yeah, just I feel like creating some kind of good routines is like huge. But for me, it's mostly like trying to eat well, trying to exercise, and trying to get 8 hours of sleep.
Mm.
It
Love it.
doesn't
And
always happen.
I
Yeah.
mean, I think it's so important to kind of stress the how vital routines are, especially when you hit the road, because there's so
Hmm.
much you can't control when you're on tour. But if you're able to have like some kind of routine that really helps you, you at least feel like, okay, I can manage this. I got this, you know?
Yep. Yep. Yeah, that's even over the weekend. Like we flew Friday night. Saturday, we had sound check at like 9 a.m. It was like early. It kept getting pushed back. Oh, this guy just shouted out our Equinox set. Thank you. That was a rager. Um, but our sound check kept getting pushed back. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm already up. Screw it. I'm
Nice.
gonna I'm gonna get this out of the way. And I worked out before sound check, which is like never happens. And I already felt like accomplished. Like I had like accomplished something, you know?
Yeah.
And that just sets your brain, your mind in the right place. And you can kind of compound that. Um, I'm big on like manifestation. I'm big on, trying to like focus where you can on positive things. It's hard because we're wired to just think negatively, but like, if you can switch that, you can really get the snowball effect going.
I love that.
Just like you can with negativity, you can snowball that just right down off a cliff. If you do it with positivity, it's easy to keep it moving and you can go like it's like 50-50. You could either think positive or think negative. And I think a lot of time it's definitely we're just hardwired to think negatively. Like it's human, it's like your brain is just whether it's flight mode or whatever. But if you can switch that mindset somehow, it's like things just start happening. Just like, yeah, they just do. It's crazy.
Mm. I love that. I love the snowball method. It's so true. It really is. It's really whether it's a negativity or positivity, it's really easy to go
Hmm.
either way. So might
Hmm.
as well try to be positive.
Yeah, you might as well. Yeah. And then it's just crazy how quick things will happen. I've had a lot of coincidental, whatever you want to call it, whether it's manifestation or coincidence or whatever, just stuff happen. I swear from like almost like willing it into existence in a way. And um, yeah,
Ah, I love
I'm
that.
all for it.
Well, what does living a fulfilling life mean to you? What does that look like?
Man, I mean, that's like the $1 million question, I feel like. I feel like it morphs all the time. Being able to play music in some form would be great. But I like to get outside. I like to be outdoors. Nature is really inspiring to me too. Um, and finding a balance between that and I've also been ran the band's business for the first 16 years that
Wow.
we did it. So I was kind of like tackling that side of things. And I found that I love like getting into the numbers, financial planning, logistics, like budgeting, all that stuff I like took to kind of really early because between the two of us, it was like Don was working on music and I was like, well, there's a bunch of other stuff we got to do. Somebody's got to like
Yeah.
pay this bill and figure this out. And I just kind of started doing it and found that I love that. So that's like a whole other passion of like whether it's financial literacy or whatever. So I don't know, kind of pairing all those things like music, something to do with financial literacy, being outside, eating food is a huge one. I love to find new food and eat that. That's, and hanging with my friends and family, that's kind of all I need, I think.
Oh, I love that. I love that. So what are you listening to lately?
Man, what am I listening to? I always have a mix of like it's eclectic. I was a hippie, still a hippie, but like grew up, you know, listening to the Dead and Fish, and so that's always like in there, um, and always inspirational. Like go see them in whatever form. Radiohead seems to like always be a mainstay for me, and there's Steely Dan. Like I listen to Herbie Hancock,
Oh
Stevie
yeah.
Wonder. There's a lot of like funk and soul and things like that. But the new Lettuce just put a new track out actually yesterday, and I was listening, or the other day I was listening to it today. They're inspiring as a band, as musicians. Trying to think of like who else. There's like a constant stream of just also random things. I'm tempted to like look at my Spotify and be like, oh yeah, I like that too. Um, but yeah, yeah, that's I'll stick with that. The Beatles are always like number one.
Absolutely. Okay, well, last question. Well, second to
Sure.
last question, second to last.
Yeah, yeah, shoot. Snarky Puppies, somebody
Outside,
wrote that. Yeah, Snarky Puppies up there.
a must, a must. Outside of music, what brings you joy?
I kind of just, talked about that with, nature definitely brings me joy. Sunrises and sunsets are really nice. Um, I like traveling a lot. That like I just, back to the being nomadic by nature. Um, Food, my friends, family, being able to play music and see music also. I love going to shows. With being in Colorado, there's just a constant like supply of music at every venue, every size, whatever. So it's fun to like go and see shows. Yeah, life, it's tough, but that can be a source of joy for sure. Not looking at the news is Daily Show is a source of joy right now because it's making me laugh, but
Yeah,
we don't need to get into all that. But like, it's tough. The world is a crazy place
yeah, it is.
these days, especially. Um, which trying to not let that affect your mental health is like the biggest thing right now. Um, I don't know if somebody's figured that out, let me know. Probably has to do with not looking at social media.
Let us all know,
But
please. Leave it in the
yeah,
comments if you have.
yeah, but yeah, not to go dark. But yeah, just yeah, there's a lot of joyful things.
Hmm.
This chat, this is enjoyable. I like this. This
Oh,
is this is bringing me joy. I love like talking about these kinds of things and feel like we don't get to do it enough.
hmm.
Or we have the conversations, with each other, backstage kind of things with friends, but it's not like getting it out there publicly, I think is huge.
Yeah, I think it's so important just to kind of normalize like checking in with your friends and checking in with folks in your community and just seeing like, how are you doing? How's your mental health? What's going on?
Hmm.
And kind of getting to know the artists beyond the music. That's always really important too. So I really appreciate you taking the time to speak to us. Again, we're all big, big fans at Backline, and I would
Yeah.
love for you to just be able to shout out to those watching, like, tell us about your show on Saturday and what else do you have on the horizon?
Yeah, thank you. So we have Rowdy Town on Saturday. That's our Red Rock show. If you don't have tickets, there's a few left, so get them now. Come out, fly out, whatever. We're doing a pop-up on Friday. in Denver at Larimer Lounge. Dom's going to do a DJ set. And then Rowdy Town Saturday, that's going to be freaking bananas. And we're also on tour, hitting a lot of the country. Oh yeah, Rowdy Town Rodeo is our theme this year. So if you're coming to Rowdy Town, get your rodeo gear on, get your like whatever you want it to be. It could be electric neon rodeo, like whatever. Um, we're gonna be leaning into the theme a little bit. So Rowdy Town Rodeo, come rage. And then yeah, we're on tour. So literally, I guess we have a week off after Rowdy Town and then we hit the road and we're hitting pretty much a lot of cities east of Colorado. So
Okay.
Chicago, Minneapolis, Austin, Dallas, Kansas City, Oklahoma City, DC, Atlanta, New York. I feel like I'm missing some in there, but yeah, we're doing like a good bit of shows. We have some great support. We're doing Southeast, we're doing like a couple in North Carolina too. So everybody come rage with us. We're going to be having a lot of fun on tour and check out our new album, Fluorescence. It's on everywhere you can play music. Um, yeah,
So
that's
awesome.
about it.
I
Yeah.
love it. Just a little, your schedule is just a little busy. So
It's just I know we've been kind of chilling, we've been waiting, and now for this moment, and now we're striking. And
yeah.
it's like almost every weekend for the next like 3 months or something like that, we're going ham. So
Wow.
yeah,
Amazing.
it's gonna
Amazing.
be fun. It's gonna be fun. We got to check in with you guys after the tour, see how we're doing. I'll be laying on a sofa. Um, yeah.
We'll be here. We'll be here to continue the conversation. So, again, I can't thank you enough for taking the time out of your busy schedule to talk to us about mental health and wellness and the industry and creativity and all of it. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you guys for what you're doing. It's huge, giving the resources to like artists like us or crew members, just everybody in that ecosystem. It really, really is like you guys are changing people's lives and it's amazing. So thank you and keep up the good work.
Awesome. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
Okay, you
All
too.
right.
Take care. I'll see ya.
Bye.
Bye-bye.